I'm not going to be above you. I'm going to be right here on your level. So shake it out, everybody. Shake it out. Shake it out. Okay. I'm going to ask you a few questions before we start. Okay, here's the first one. How many of you are awake? Okay. Wake up. How many of you have one parent, two parents, a gaggle of parents, siblings, grandparents, foster parents? That's a trick question. Everybody, yes, you all have families of some sort. How many of you identify as humans? Okay. Who wants to win $5,000 and change the world? Okay, very good. We're going to move on. And the first thing that we're going to do is bring Emma back. Emma. So Emma sang before the national anthem. And she's going to sing the national anthem again with a few words changed. Oh, say, do you know what mental health really looks like? Thank you, Emma. How many of you know what mental health really looks like? Oh, someone knows. Most of us don't know. For example, can you look at me and see that I'm actually paralytically shy? And there's no way that at your age I would have been able to walk into a room of strangers and join an organization like RILA. So I am paralytically shy. I'm still paralytically shy, but I have overcome my shyness because I wanted to change the world. And I've written in absolutely every format there is. And I know that in this group right here, and I can see only half of your beautiful faces, but among those beautiful faces, there's someone here who is going to change the world. And I can't tell which one of you it's going to be. So let's move on. I knew that the screen was going to be behind me, so I have my, okay. So what are we doing today?
Oh.
We have an art high school competition. And the competition is to choose a subject from the Teen Guide to Health. So everyone here gets to take a copy of the Teen Guide to Health home. And don't go home without it. And then you choose a subject from the book, and you create a project around it. Now, Emma sang the national anthem, and we remember every single word of that national anthem. If that national anthem was written by you and it was the national anthem for mental health, and every student around the world knew it, the curiosity for what mental health is would be growing again. So you have until July 15th to enter the contest, read the book, enter the contest, and make a project. So let's look at the next slide. All right. So the inspiration for the book is the Teen Guide to Health. Now, I am the author of the Teen Guide to Health, and I have written 15 novels, a bunch of plays, and a couple of documentaries that have been award-winning. But the thing I am most proud of is this Teen Guide to Health, because it is the first resource that I know of that basically tells you, in the simplest terms, whatever, what it means to be mentally, what makes you healthy. So let's look at the next one. So you read the book, you choose a subject from the book, and you create art of any kind. And then you submit your entry for your chance to win. We're going to talk about what entries can look like in a minute. But what is our goal here? Our goal here is to learn about what makes you healthy. Share what you've learned with your family and your peers. Use your art and creativity to inform teens all over the world that what makes you healthy is the same everywhere. Next slide. It's funny not to be able to see my own slides. Okay, so what's in it for you? Well, first of all, your voice could change lives. I'm going to give an example of my daughter, Lindsay, who has started a TikTok series, and you can watch it. You can watch her TikTok series It's Lindsay Glass 111 on TikTok. And basically, 3 years ago, she started her mentoring. She is in recovery from addiction, mainly marijuana and pills. And she has written a book about it, but she started a TikTok series. And one of the people that was the first person who started following her 3 years ago was a person with a lot of emotional difficulties and wrote to her yesterday. She had a shaved head, a lot of pierces. She was very, very overweight. And she now has 900 days clean and has completely changed her life, has a boyfriend and friends. So basically, one person can change other people's lives and save their lives. So your voice can save lives. You can create something magical and find your calling like I did. So I'll tell you about my finding my calling in a minute. And even if you don't win a prize, your project could inspire a whole new kind of mental health messaging. So I'm going to talk about that in a minute too. And you can provide leadership and opportunity to Rotary clubs from Interact that can become a model for teen voices worldwide. So basically, Interact clubs around the world are going to be looking at this project to see what you guys can come up with. And the final, what's in it for you, you could win $5,000. And who doesn't want to do that? So why is positive messaging so important? Well, it's so important because, what did I say? Oh, wait, we need the next slide. What makes you healthy is not the way you look and how much you achieve. It isn't. What makes you healthy are a lot of other elements. So here's some important things to think about. In the past, when you were growing up, you watched Sesame Street, Daniel Tiger, you watched all those extraordinary Disney movies. You had messages about eating your vegetables and being kind and getting good sleep. All the messages that you were getting from 1 to 5 were incredibly positive. Everybody loved you for being your quirky self and being kind and don't hit, don't scratch, don't bite. All of those things that you learned when you were little have gone. They're gone. All the messages that you thought were there forever are gone now. And the reason they're gone now is because the messaging that you're getting right now is look good, fit in. Fit into your cultural norms, whatever they are. Achieve well. Behave well. But mental health is not the way you look and the way you act, because those are behaviors. What makes you mentally healthy is what you think. And if you're going to learn today about the four-way pledge, the four-way pledge begins with what you think, say, and do. And actually, what makes you mentally healthy, the core of it is what you think. So messaging for teens has been lacking. You're seeing competition on the sports field. You're seeing competition in your games, the gaming that you play. You're seeing the achy, breaky heartbreak in music that you listen to, or the rock music that you listen to. But they're not getting any animations, any social media that basically is positive messaging that can bring back some of the joy that you might have felt as 5-year-olds, messages that you got when you were 3. You've got sun in your eyes. Okay, so this is why messaging is important. So here's another thing. Okay. Don't tell anybody how awkward this is. Teens everywhere are insecure. No matter where I talk to, interact students around the world, they're all insecure. They're all insecure in the same ways. And here are some of the ways that teens cope. They overachieve to please their parents. They self-harm rebel, or have behavior issues. They may have a food disorder to look better or to dull the pain. They may isolate to cover for shyness or anxiety. And they may succumb to risky activities because of peer pressure. And here's the scary one. They may silently slide into depression because they don't know what to do with their pain. Next slide. So, all right. So this is what we've been teaching our students after we stop being so nice to them when they're little. We teach them, wherever they are in the world, to behave well for family harmony, to achieve at school and follow family dreams and aspirations. They have peer pressure, you know about this, to fit in at school. And here's the big takeaway here. Keep secrets about family mental health and substance and alcohol use. This is the secrets that make us mentally not healthy. And we also have to follow family and cultural norms without question. So here's one of the reasons why I'm paralytically shy. When I was a little girl, I was called a girl child and an ugly one. And when I wanted to go to law school, I was told that I was too stupid to go to law school. So it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that something that somebody says to you when you're a little girl is something that hangs on with you and stays there forever. So this is why we need to examine what goes on inside of ourselves, how we get there, and how we can fix it. So now we're going to go on to what is mental health. How many people can know what mental health is? Somebody here. Let's hear. All right, I won't put you on the spot. Okay. Mental health affects the way we think, feel, and act. It determines how we handle stress, relate to others, and make healthy choices. Mental health helps prevent substance use and addiction among teens, adults, and seniors. And one of the growing groups of substance abuse groups is now seniors who are drinking and drugging more than ever before. And mental health impacts our physical health. And you know what? You all look like an incredibly healthy group of kids. So let's see the next one. The next slide is, all right. So NIDA, which is the National Institute of Drug Abuse, research shows us that teens want to be healthy and that prevention really does work. Teens are open to learning facts that help them make healthy choices, and teens shut down in programs that tell them just not to do something. Just be abstinent. Just don't bully. Just don't do drugs. Most teens are really not helped by programs that tell them what not to do. But they are helped by programs like this that tells you what you can do. So let's go to the next slide. We're almost finished here. So positive messaging gives a voice to empower teens to make healthy lifestyle choices. That's something that is actually lacking right now. Let's look at the next one. Next slide. All right. So here are some hints on submissions. What could positive messaging look like? Well, how many of you love music? Okay. How many of you have ever written a song? Okay, we got a songwriter here. How many of you are in a band? Okay. How many of you dance? Oh, okay. So basically, if you are a music person, instead of writing an achy, breaky, heartbreak song, you can write a song about mental health. What makes you healthy? Who knows the song Happy? Okay. Well, that song traveled across the world. It's still one of my favorites. And there was a lot of dance challenges around that. So imagine if a group of you got together, wrote a song on some subject in the book, and created a dance challenge. You could submit the song, the video of the song, the dance challenge, and you could go around the world with it. So, an example of how songs can change and focus us. You heard Emma sing the first line of the national anthem. Well, imagine if mental health were in a song that everybody knew, or the YMCA song. Imagine just changing the idea of some songs so that there's like a new genre of songs. Like we've got wonderful Christian songs, we've got addiction songs, we've got recovery songs. We could create mental health songs too. So posters. How many of you love posters or are in graphic design? Nobody. Okay, how about writers? All right, any of you who are writers, reach out to Reach Out Recovery. We'd love to have your voices. Writing for Reach Out Recovery. But right now, what you could do, you know that our poet laureate is a young person, a very young person. So if you are a writer and you choose a subject of mental health, you can perform it like I'm performing now, not well. You can write it and submit it to us. You can put it to a beat. So you can write a story. So that's a writing project. You could write an essay, a poem, a story, and this submission is a document. But if you choose to perform your work, then it will be judged as a video. How many of you do videos? Okay. How many of you would like to do videos? It's easy. You just take your phone and go like this and start doing a video. You could create videos, animations, photography. I'm going to tell you a story about a Ringling student who is in one of our projects. Is my time up yet? Will you get the hook when my time is over? I'm going to tell you a story about a student who came to Ringling College and he wanted to be a fashion photographer. And he was an African American and he joined one of our projects. And the project was to take pictures in Newtown. That's in Sarasota. And he was part of a photography project with a professor. And it changed his entire life. He did not want to be a fashion photographer anymore. He wanted to use his photography in a more positive, socially active way. So photography could be a very powerful way of messaging. TikTok again. You can look at Lindsay's TikTok videos and see how she, who is not an actress but a person in recovery, is mentoring people by doing these ridiculous TikTok videos. And then videos, and then cartoons. Does anybody here draw? You do everything. Awesome. So here's how you can work as a group. First of all, you're all going to get a book, so don't leave here without getting your book. If you do not have a music interest or a writing interest, or you're not a cartoonist, find somebody in your school and work together as a team to create a project, because you don't have to do it alone. You can do it with a bunch of other people. And that's the fun of this, that this competition is to ignite your curiosity about mental health, get people together and start creating something new. So final slide. Oh, you can't see it, can you? Can you see me in a FBI hat? No, NYPD hat. So I'm going to tell you how shallow I was. So I was so shallow that my first competition that I entered when I was your age was to win a car. And all I wanted was to win that car. So I wrote a little something, and I didn't win the car. But I was a music student, and a classical guitarist. And that writing for the competition got me interested in writing. So I didn't win the part. The next thing I tried was I wanted to be a Vogue um, intern, and I couldn't type 160 words a minute, but I did join their competition, their writing competition, because I wanted to be a Vogue fashion editor. That's how shallow I was. So my mother was a freedom rider and was very interested in being a social activist. And I spent a lot of time going to prisons and stuff like that because my mother didn't want me to be shallow. But all I wanted was to be a fashion editor at Vogue. So I entered the Vogue competition. Guess what? I didn't win the Vogue competition. But it helped me understand, do more writing. So I kept writing and I kept writing and I kept writing, and my first novel was rejected, and my second novel was published, and then my next 3 novels were rejected. But then I wrote a play and it was published. The point of the story is that rejection is part of growing up. And it's part of trying. Rejection is part of trying, but everything that you try can bring something new into your life. I would no more want to be a fashion editor right now than I would want to fly to the moon, and I am so risk averse, I would not want to fly to the moon. So I really urge you to think about this, engage your friends in the potential of creating a teen voices for mental health education. Just positive messaging in a lot of different ways. You'll get ideas from the book, and anybody who wants some mentoring about creativity, by all means, reach out to us at interact@reachoutrecovery. Email us. And I just want to say that this is the first Interact-driven mental health project for Rotary. So this is the inspiration for this is the Interact Club at Riverview High School. And unfortunately, our Riverview Interact Club is not able to be here today, but this was their inspiration. They looked at the book, they believed that the book was important for other teens to know, and they have launched this competition. So other clubs around the country and around the world are looking at this, and we'd like you to engage everybody you know in creating some great projects that can change the world. Do you think you can change the world? How many of you think you can change the world? Come on, come on. If I had not listened to my father, who said I was too stupid to go to law school, instead of writing all the things that I wrote, I could be a Supreme Court judge right now, right? So don't let anybody ever tell you what you can't do. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening, and I hope to see you all again.